Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. My name is Cass and I am a Canadian photographer, graphic designer, social media manager, kind of do all the creative things, and I am currently based in Vancouver. So welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you about being a social media manager, how to become a social media manager, the expectations, the role, all of that. So first, I want to start off with the expectations. I think a lot of people think being a social media manager is a really easy job and it's just like being on Instagram all day, but it actually takes a lot of strategy. It takes a lot of communication. It takes research. It takes a lot of different skills in order to be able to do the job. And it's definitely also a job that you can build those skills in order to do. So that's basically kind of the expectations you want to have going into it, and know that it does take more work than you may think, but they're all skills that you are able to develop no matter what your background is. If you don't have a background in communications or marketing, that's totally fine. You can definitely still be a social media manager. Next thing is, how do you get started as a social media manager? There are so many different ways to get started as a social media manager. Today I'm going to talk about kind of my journey as well as some other tips and steps that you can take in order to become a social media manager. First thing, you need to know the different social media platforms. The first thing you need to know is the different social media platforms. So you got your basic ones: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Those are kind of like the main four. Some people will say that like Facebook doesn't matter anymore, but depending on your audience, Facebook is actually a really, really great tool. For my one business, I get so many clients from Facebook. It's crazy. And that's because my main client is parents who want a service for their child. So if that's your main audience, do not write off Facebook. Facebook can be super important, and I think that's one of the things to know as a social media manager is your audience and where is going to be the best way to reach them and what platform is key for that audience. So anyway, know your platforms. Next, develop your skills. So let's talk about what kind of skills you'll need as a social media manager. So here are some basic ones. Communication. So you will need strong written as well as verbal communication skills to communicate with your client. You need super good, clear communication with your clients. And you also need those written communication skills because often social media managers are writing the captions, so they have to be engaging. You have to pull in your audience. You need to know all of those things. That is definitely something that you can develop through research, through looking at other brands. Who do you look at on social media that grabs your attention? What are they doing, and how can you do that as well? Next thing you need to know is you have to be interested in researching and learning new platforms. There are constantly new things coming up. Like TikTok is fairly new and it really just boomed and grew. So you need to know the new platforms that are coming up, as well as research how to be successful on those platforms. So we have communications, we have research. Next, you want to be able to know about media. So this can be like knowing what is going to grab someone's attention. So what will be visually appealing and get clicks? What is the audience going to want to see? So that's really going to be based on the audience. Next, you need to be able to do research. So you need to be able to research the audience that you are working with and working for, because every audience is going to be so different. What that audience is looking for, what that client base is looking for, is going to be so different for different companies. Next, you have to have good time management skills. So this is going to be important because you're going to have to work with your clients on, like, you'll probably have to have meetings with them. You're going to have to balance different clients, different meeting times when you're posting on platforms from them, when you're having the content ready for them. So you need to be able to manage all of that. Also, strong organization skills. One tool that I use a lot is Google Sheets, because I can share that with my clients and we can both collaborate in it. So strong organization, communication, and time management skills are definitely going to be the main big ones that you will really want to have, and then work on growing the rest. So those are some skills in the role that you will need to either have or work on developing. And I would say these skills are always something that you can develop. So just let yourself grow and grow in the role. So next we have, next we're going to talk about what everyone is here to learn. How do you actually become a social media manager? What do you got to do? I'm here to tell you. So what you need to do is have a good, strong understanding of social media. 2, your social media, I will say, should be strong as well, because if they want, let's say you have no experience, but they want to see your experience, just freshen up your page. Have like the first 9 squares that pop up, something that are visually appealing, have a strong caption, have a poll, make some cool stories, show them that you can at least do it for your own content if you have not worked for anyone else before. Next, you need to start getting out there, reaching out to people. So you can do this in a few different ways. If you, let's say, work at a small startup, maybe it's a coffee shop or a restaurant or a clothing line or anything like that, or you have a friend who has a startup or a friend of a friend or literally anyone, ask if you can help them with their social media so that you can kind of hit the ground running. So one of the first accounts that I managed was for a restaurant that I was working at the time. They didn't have social media. I grew it fully from the ground up, and I ran it. It was running for like about a year, and they really got some great attention from their social media. So start with as small places that you have access to, and yeah, just start small. So next, look for different jobs. So the next one is looking for different opportunities through Facebook groups. I've gotten so many opportunities, not just for social media management, but for so many other jobs through several different Facebook groups. So there's one in Toronto called Women Who Freelance Toronto. It's a fantastic resource. There's always people looking for various different roles. So either you can put a post in and be like, hey, I'm a new social media manager looking to take on some new clients, message me, or just look for posts for people looking for social media managers. Next, another thing that is really key, I think, for finding social media management jobs that I think a lot of people overlook is Indeed. I've also found some really great jobs on Indeed. And the great thing about the jobs that I've been finding on Indeed is I start the role and I kind of have the opportunity to develop it as I'm in it. So a lot of these roles have been for small companies, and the role has just become what I make the role of. So I did this for an organization. I also did this for a shoelace company that I work for. Also 2 restaurants that I worked for in Toronto. They were all social media based, but I also was able to add my own creativity, do some photography, do some graphic design, and really just make it my own. So definitely check out Indeed, and there's almost always some really great part-time jobs there, so you can take on different clients. Next, put yourself out there. So what you've done is you've upped your social media game. You've worked with some small companies. You have some experience now. So now what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to brands and say, particularly, you are looking for brands who can use help on their social media. And you're going to message them either on Instagram, or you're going to email them. And what you want to say in your email is, hi, my name is Cass. I am a Vancouver-based social media manager. I am passionate about helping Canadian businesses grow on their platform and reach their audience, or a version of that. Then you're going to say what you like about their business, your skill set, and how you can help them. And just say, I would love to set up a call with you. Let me know if you have some time this week. I hope you have a wonderful day. So you want to keep it super positive, super nice, specific to them. That is key. It has to be specific to them so that they know you're not just firing off a mass email. So specific to them and how you are going to help them, what you can do that's going to be unique and beneficial to them. So you have to, keys are that it's unique to them and how you are going to benefit them. So they don't want just like someone coming in and emailing them. They want to know why. Like, what are you going to do that's going to be good for them? Why do they need you as a social media manager? So start reaching out to people, and you can do this via DM on Instagram, or you can do it through email. And also you can tell them some brands you've worked for, or you can screenshot some examples of your social media management experience, or a resume if you have a specific resume for social media management. So there's kind of like the basic. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about my journey specific and how some of the roles that I have had over this time. So like I mentioned, I was doing Instagram and Facebook for a restaurant I was working for called Brothers Restaurant. So I was running their social media, and then I started working for 2 restaurants based in Toronto called Tootie Cafe and Fox on John. So I was working for them. That was a job I found through Indeed. And then a job that I found through Facebook was doing social media management for a small food company. Basically, they sell like pantry goods based in Mississauga, and also a real estate agent. So I was doing those through a job that I found on Facebook. Another job I found on Indeed was working for an environmental and animal conservation company based in Delta, BC. And then through reaching out to some people personally, I have worked for nutritionists, I have worked with real estate agents, and I've also run my own social media, as well as working with other people's personal accounts and helping them grow their personal accounts. The one that I'm working on right now is an organization, so eventually you'll start to kind of grow word of mouth. So the organization I'm working for, it was actually referred to me by a client that I was working for. So that's kind of how you will begin to grow even more, is you just gotta get your foot in the door, which can be done through various different ways. It's really important that you get yourself out there, develop your skills, do your research, up your own social media, and just tell people why you can benefit them in their company through social media. So I really hope that helps you guys. I hope you have a fabulous day, whatever day of the week it is that you're watching this. Please subscribe, because one of my big goals this year is to grow my YouTube channel. So please hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Peace.